Hey everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon. Today I'm bringing you guys something a little different in regards to twin flames. This one here is going to generally be towards or for divine feminines out there. You can identify with being a divine feminine. If there happens to be any divine masculines that are wanting to tune into the messages here, they can definitely be applied to you as well. So I don't really want to cut anybody off specifically, but I know that most of my audience really is geared towards divine feminine. So I just wanted to do this for you guys today. I'm usually guided to do certain readings, and this is the one that came up with me when I was getting ready this morning. It was just kind of like, you know what? It might be a little fun, might be just something a little different, might be a little exciting to get some messages that are just kind of quick, you know? So what I've done is I've broken it down into earth, air, fire, and water. And what you guys can do is you can identify with all of those cards if that's what resonates with you. You can identify with one of the images. If you are drawn to one of the images, then you can choose your card that way. But like I said, you don't have to choose just one. You can choose several. If you happen to be an earth sign, you can identify with the Queen of Discs, but then maybe you have a rising or also a rising or an ascendant. Well, that's the same thing, or moon sign in a fire. And so you can take both the Queen of Earth and the Queen of Fire. That's up to you. Like I said, it's just all about however it speaks to you guys and whatever you want to identify with. But I definitely recommend at least choosing a specific one that you want to concentrate on, or two or three. Because the reason I say that is because how I'm going to do today's reading is we're basically just going to ask Spirit to just give us whatever messages they have for you guys today. So if you're tuning into that Queen of Earth, whatever we're shuffling and it's popping out for the Queen of Earth, whatever questions that you've asked or whatever's been deep on your mind that you want clarification on, when those cards pop out, that's going to be a special message for you. So I'm using the Love Oracle here. I just love these cards. There are some yes and no cards in here. I think there's a yes and a no card. There's also some twin flame cards and also a soulmate card. So if some of you guys out there are not sure if you're in fact in twin flame connection with somebody, that you're not sure, are they a twin flame? You're kind of back and forth with that. Are they a soulmate? You know, what exactly is this connection? That might come out for you today. These messages may provide something, some kind of clarity for you guys. It might not. Some of the questions that you have may not be addressed. Again, that's just Spirit's way of saying it's just, you know, either you're not meant to know that at this time or it's just not coming clear through me today. All right. So all of those things can apply. So not only were you using these cards, but this is what I actually have done. And it might seem a little crazy to some of you guys out there or other readers. I have taken all of my favorite oracle decks and my favorite cards within those oracle decks, and I have combined them all together. Now, most oracle cards are the specific size, so it's very easy to have them all together and to be able to shuffle them. But these ones are specific on messages that have to do with self-care and also relationships. So we'll shuffle these cards in increments and see what kind of messages that our angels have to give us in regards to this twin flame journey. So what I'm going to tell you guys to do right now, while I am shuffling some of these cards, is to really put your intentions into either specific cards here, or just put your intentions into whatever pops out right now with all of these cards, just to see if maybe you can get some clarity from what Spirit has to say today. So we're going to go ahead and start though with the Queen of Discs, which is Queen of Pentacles, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus is out there. Or like I said, if you identify with Earth, just like that card, whatever it may be, I'm going to start shuffling for that. So we're just going to shuffle and we're just going to see what pops out, okay? And I'm not really going to go too in depth with the cards because I'm not really sure what your questions are. So it might not make sense if I try to interpret it, but I will read them and what they say. So we want to know for the Queen of Discs what messages you have for them today, Spirit, the Divine Feminines. So this process could be a little more lengthy. I usually do not shuffle cards on camera. Plus my camera likes to go in and out of focus when there's a lot of movement in front of it. So I apologize. Okay, so we're going to take that one. Ooh, divine timing. So the Earth people out there, the Earth divine feminines, whoever's resonating with this card here, this is about divine timing. So Spirit wants you to know that when the time is right, you will know. Trust all will turn out well. What a beautiful message that is for those of you out there that were wondering about either a specific time. So of course it didn't tell you a specific time, but they're just that gentle reminder of it's all in divine timing. Trust in that process, okay? So we're going to go on to these cards here. We're just going to see what pops out again for the Earth. And I will timestamp this so you guys don't have to wait through each thing. So you'll know what to go to if you choose. What else? Okay, so we'll take this. Okay, soul solitude. It says, your soul needs attention. There are moments when it's important to get away, not just from the noise of the outside world, but to find a place where your soul can experience peace and quiet. A place for soul solitude. This is a time to pause, a time to reflect, a time for you. So really for me, what that message is, so this is me, of course, interpreting the card immediately because I just can't help it. But that is, if some of you divine feminines out there have been struggling in separation from your twin flame, this is just telling you that it's all being divinely guided right now. Everything that's going on is for a higher purpose. You are in this state of solitude as well as your twin flame for a reason. There's much work that needs to be done. And once that work is either completed or you're on a very high frequency and vibration where you're able to kind of come together with your twin, the divine timing is going to have a real huge role in that. But just in the meantime, try to trust that all is well in that department. So those are the special messages that come through for the Queen of Discs. But I'm not done because this pack is so huge, as you guys just saw. It's like freaking this tall. So I break it up in fours. So I'm going to grab 3 more messages for the Queen of Discs. This one wanted to pop out. Oh, gorgeous. If you guys can see that. We will be together again. So if some of you have been wondering if you're going to meet up with your twin flame again, if in fact you feel that you know who that is, or if you haven't met that person yet and you want to know if you're going to come together again. I mean, yes, in universal time, of course you will come together again. I don't really know how to kind of explain that to make that make sense to anybody, but I think you guys understand who are watching. You guys are already together right now. It's just not in this 3-dimensional experience. But that's just that reminder that if you are in separation with your twin, they want you to know, and Spirit wants you to know that you guys are going to be together again. How beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay, so this is the 3rd message here. What else does the Queen of Discs need to know? What would you like her to know? Well, that one wanted to pop out. Self-forgiveness. Okay. So it's forgiving yourself for something. It says, let go of old guilt and remember that you're God's perfect child. So it's something about forgiving yourself for something that you either have done or just something that you are having a hard time struggling with. So you might be berating yourself or something in regards to that. But there's something about self-forgiveness and old guilt and old wounds that need to be healed. So this might be the reason why you need to be in a state of solitude for a little bit of time before you can come back together with your twin, because a lot of that inner soul work has to be done so you can clear out some of that space. So I'm hoping that makes sense to some of you out there. All right, so now we're going to go into this final message. What is the last message that Spirit has for the Queen of Discs? I grabbed a lot. This is a bigger portion here. It's a little harder to shuffle. Okay, so we got these that fell out. So Spirit wants us to know that they didn't just have one more message They had 4 for the Queen of Discs, which is cool. Time to go. Wow, very, very interesting. So this card for me can have not a lot of different meanings, but this is a card about letting go. It's time to go. If you are holding on to a situation, it might be time to go on your own way. But what I'm also sensing with this card too is that it's time to go on that spiritual journey. It's time to get your stuff together and get into alignment with that twin flame energy. It's time to, you know, stop with all of this, you know, three-dimensional stuff, the ego, all that pain that's connected to this physical world. It's time to start going and elevating yourself to the next step. I mean, we can see this woman, she is just in this ray of life ray of light, and she's going towards something just very beautiful and very magical. So it's time to get on the train. It's time to allow this process to take you to the next level, is what I'm getting. Round and round, because you don't want to continue to keep going round and round in the same patterns. It's time to get off the merry-go-round, is what Spirit's trying to tell you. It's about stopping the pattern, stopping the old movie that keeps replaying over and over in your head that's getting you nowhere. Whatever you've been doing so far, if it's, you know, if it's kept you in a negative place, isn't working. This isn't working for you anymore. So you must let that go, and it's time to grow. It's time to take this journey to the next level. That's really coming through strong there. In the meantime, it's talking about being playful, having a good time, being good to yourself, okay? Maybe this has to do with getting together with friends and letting them support you, and just, you know, living in abundance, just feeling really, really good, and just having that more playful energy when it comes to working with your twin. If you're in separation, you can still have that very playful, light energy, you know, in another time and space. And so that's just really telling you to try to keep it very positive and very light, but just to have a good time with yourself. Be gentle to yourself. Why? This card is telling you a couple of things that just came through with this. One was to stop asking why, okay? The whys aren't getting you anywhere. You're just going round and round with the whys. It's not getting you anywhere, okay? I believe that for some of you, you guys are receiving the message, but you still either A, don't know what to do with that information and don't know how to apply it and don't know how to start that healing process, or B, you know why, but maybe you don't like the answer, okay? So that's coming through with these two cards here. So instead of asking why, it's time to apply the knowledge and actually do the work. All these cards are connected together. That's why Spirit popped these guys out together, is because they belong together. It was the same message. So stop asking why, do the work. So that way you don't have to keep going round and round and getting nowhere. So that way you can go off into that destination and that open road that's waiting for you. That open road back to your twin. How beautiful is that? Oh, you guys got a definitely yes. So if you guys asked specifically about a question that you wanted the answer to, and it was a yes or no, you got the definitely yes card. So this tells you the answer to your question is a strong yes. I love that that came out for at least one of you here. It may come out for somebody too, again. But yeah, this is amazing. So definitely yes to the question that the Queen of Discs had in regards to some sort of situation with it's either with herself or connected to her twin or just about her twin. But whatever that is, that's going to make sense to you guys, okay? So I don't know. I just love how this is going so far. I've never done anything like this before on camera. I've answered yes or no questions with my clients like that, but this is a lot of fun. So anyways, I just wanted to do that for the Queen of Discs. Now we're going to move on into the Queen of Swords. So we're just going to draw a message from this deck, but a few might pop out. Again, it's whatever Spirit has for us. So we want to know what the Queen of Swords, Queen of Air. Oh, we already had something come out. What Spirit wanted us to know. Oh, this is beautiful. I'm thinking of you this very moment. I love you. So if the Queen of Swords, if you divine feminines out there have been wondering if your twin flame, your divine masculine, ever thinks about you, that was this confirmation that yes, the answer is yes. that they still think about you, and that they care for you still very much. So if some of you guys needed to hear this message, that was Spirit's way of delivering that message for you here today. That's beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to move on into the cards. Okay, so what Spirit would you like Queen of Swords to know today? What messages do you have for the Queen of Swords, Divine Feminine? Oh, this is so fun. I'm having such a good time with this. Oh, whoa! It just smacked down the other queen. Okay, so this, we had 3 that came up so far. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so what we have here is the Spirit Whisperer. So this is saying divine guidance, higher knowing. So the Spirit Whisperer is a card where Spirit is actually whispering in our ear. They're whispering this guidance. So it's about being open to this guidance and things that you just know, things that you know to be true. Trust your intuition, because that is directly coming from the divine. These are answers to your questions, or just certain nudges that you're getting, or those intuitive impulses. This is Spirit's way of whispering in your ear the answers, the true answers, and just giving you this higher knowing that you know exactly what you need to do. So I'm hoping that makes sense for some of you out there. Something about winter time. So this is winter now. So if you guys had a question about when something was going to happen, there's something about winter time. There's something about the winter that is going to have something to do with your question. So again, I don't know what question you guys may have asked, so I can't really go too in depth with this one. But the winter time is something that is significant here for these this Queen of Swords. It says the answers to your prayers and affirmations are fully realized in the winter months. Beautiful. Now this one here is interesting. Okay, this says Bridget, and it says caution is warranted. Look deeper into the situation before proceeding further. So what I'm getting from this one is that if you guys have been kind of teetering on a decision, and I'm just going to put this out there, it might not be this, but let's just say you've been thinking about reaching out to your Divine Masculine. Maybe this is telling you that you might need to look into the situation further before proceeding further. So it's just cautioning you. If you're teetering on something or trying to decide something, it's telling you to pull back and wait. Maybe not take action at this specific time. It might be better to wait for better results or something like that. But that message could make complete sense to someone out there that asked about something completely different. So I'm just kind of trying to put my own little thoughts on that one there. Okay, so now we're going to shuffle here, and we're just shuffling until we get 5 messages. But again, Spirit might have some more, which they do. Okay, something about the law of attraction. So it says each thought is an investment that pays immediate dividends, so invest wisely. You have the power to choose your thoughts and align them with love, peace, and harmony. At your request, we will gladly attune your energies to higher frequencies. So really, it's up to you. It's really up to you how you want to use the law of attraction. Are you going to put positive things into what you're wanting out of life? Are you going to put positive energy into your twin or into yourself, which in fact affects your twin? How are you going to use this powerful law of attraction? How are you going to use this power, to your disposal? How is it going to be for you? How do you want to experience things? So I don't think I need to go too in depth with what law of attraction is. I'm sure most of you know what law of attraction is and how powerful it really is. So it's just about using it wisely. And then something about health. So there could be some of you Divine Feminines that are either battling some health issues, or you're just wanting to start eating healthier, adopt a more positive attitude when it comes to mental thoughts and mental health. It could be, in fact, getting into an exercise regime. It could just be about something about feeling good as far as health is concerned. If there is any health issues that you might be having, it's urging you to get those things taken care of. If you needed to go and get that blood work done or those hormones checked or whatever that may be, this is that indication telling you to go ahead and get these things taken care of. All right, really, really concentrate on that. And then this message here is Unfinished Symphony. This is telling you that you're Your road and your path with your divine masculine is not over. It's still very unfinished. You guys still have unfinished business to take care of, obviously. Okay, so this is just basically telling you need to remember that it's not over. This journey isn't over. Another message that just came through though with this is that it has something to do with you as well. So if there's something that you've been wanting to do for quite some time, but you just keep putting off, it's telling you to make sure that you take care of those things. It could, like I said, it could be something that you're putting off. Maybe it has to do with health or body issues or whatever that may be. But it's like there's something connected to maybe a talent, something that you've been wanting to do for a long time and you just really haven't completed it. Maybe there's some schooling or classes or something that you need to complete to get to the next step. It's telling you something's unfinished. It's time to finish this. It's time to finish that. So 2 messages came through for that. And so I always like to kind of stay at around 5 messages. If we get more, that's great. That already has happened here. So this is where we're going to end it for the Queen of Swords. Okay. So those are just beautiful messages there for the Queen of Swords. Now we're moving on into the Queen of Wands. So what does Spirit want the Queen of Wands to know right now? Oh, we have one that just flew up. Okay. This one here is called the Fatal Attraction card. All is not what it seems. Interesting. So I'm getting a few different messages for these divine feminines. This Queen of Wands, if you're identifying with her, it comes with a few messages. The first one that I want to say is if you asked about if somebody was in fact your twin flame, it's not necessarily saying a no, that this isn't a twin flame. This might be an indication that there is an unhealthy attachment that you have in this situation right now with your divine masculine. You may be attracted to him on such a level to where it's very unhealthy, and what that is doing is actually repelling your divine feminine from either wanting to be in contact with you. It's like the intensity, it's too much, whatever that is. And so if you divine feminines in the Queen of Wands category here are experiencing where somebody has either cut you off or they just seem to be like not responding, and it seems like it's just, horrific. I mean, yes, your divine masculine could be going through things, but there could just be some kind of energy that you are putting into the union that might not be 100% healthy. And so it's like, and I hate to use this word repel, but it's like a repelling type of an energy, okay? That's not the only message that's coming through here, though. I do get another message as well, because whenever this card has come up for other people, it's mostly been about this. I'm sorry, I'm about to sneeze. I'm so sorry. Okay, so the other message that came through here with this card is that not all is what it seems. And this card actually came up, I think, in another reading that I did. And that's what the message was, which is don't concentrate on the outside of what you're seeing when it comes to your divine masculine. It's just an illusion. So whatever relationship that he is in, or whatever just behavior that he's displaying towards you, or however you're responding to it, if it all feels just negative and just murky and you're not in a good place over it, realize it's just an illusion. Not all is what it seems, okay? Try not to get caught up in the way someone looks, or try to get caught up in the way that the divine or that his karmic partner, what they're doing in their relationship, and getting caught up in, does he love her more or care about her more than he did you, etc. So all of that is tied up here with the Queen of Wands, if you're identifying with her. So that's just the message from Spirit there. Now we're going to see what else we have to work with. What other messages does Spirit have for the Queen of Wands? Oh, sorry, just one flew out over the camera here. Interesting. envy. I think it's interesting that this card actually came up with this, because as I'm shuffling, you know, I'm thinking about some of the divine feminines out there that may be in just a very unhealthy state of mind, okay? They might be in such a dark place right now because of what they're seeing, that their attachment to a situation, or maybe even attachment to what's going on with the divine masculine in his current situation with somebody else, it's creating a lot of negativity for the divine feminine. So that's why this envy card comes up. It's about looking at someone else and seeing what they have and being very envious of that. So there's definitely some lower energies that are coming through for the Queen of Wands so far, okay? Doesn't mean that there's anything wrong, you know, you Queen of Wands or whoever's identifying this is just so messed up and you guys just really need a lot of help. It's definitely not what Spirit is indicating. It's just that it might be time to look at and address what you can do to kind of help yourself get to a good place, a nice healed place, which will only in turn accelerate a reunion between you and your twin. Because as long as you're in that lower energy place, your twin is, like I said, either repelled by that energy or it's just not good for the union. You can't bring it back into union because you're stuck there. And I'm not like the rule maker, and it's not like I am saying, oh, this is the law, this is the way it works. I mean, you know, who am I to say that? I don't really know what the laws are. All I know is that when we're not in a good place with ourselves, it's hard to be in a good place in a relationship and with other people. So that's kind of what I'm basing my knowledge off of. For some reason, Spirit's just not popping out with the Queen of Wands. Maybe these messages that are trying to come through some of the Queen of Wands, maybe they don't want to hear them. I don't know. It could be it. Oh, okay, there we go. So we have past life. So this is an indicator here that there's definitely some past life issues that might be at hand here. I mean, not only have you done a past life with your twin, that's you know, an obvious, but this is an indication that there might be some past life clearing that needs to happen with the divine feminine. There might be something that is karmically tying her to this attraction that's in a negative light. There might be something that is just kind of replaying itself in this particular lifetime. So it's time to really look into clearing that energy. It's time to, maybe it's time to get a past life regression therapy session. Maybe it's time to get a past life reading, or, you know, something to where you can do like a meditation or something to just go within and just try to clear some of these things that are coming up that are tied to a past life. So there's definitely deep that are coming up for the Queen of Wands here. This could also be something that has happened with the divine masculine in a past life, and so it's like been carried into this life as well. And so you're kind of dealing with double the issues, could be, you know, I'm no expert, I don't know how it all works, but that's just what's coming through as a possible. Okay, so we've only got 2 messages so far, so we're going to keep going, and we're using a different deck here. Like, I meant a different pile, so I've got 5 piles going on here. What else does the divine feminine of Queen of Wands need to know? Got some heavy stuff here so far. Oh, here we go. Follow your heart. So this is St. Francis. Follow your heart. So, I mean, it's a pretty simple message. It's about following your heart. Whatever those intuitive nudges that you have, if you had a yes or no question, or you were wanting to know about something and you were looking for confirmation, this is a card that's letting you know to just follow your heart. If it feels right in your heart, then it is. Okay, it doesn't matter what a reader says, or what a card says, you know, all those things. It's about what you feel in your heart. So that's going to be where your highest truth is in your heart. All right. Now we're moving on to another message. Still on the Queen of Wands here. Oh, something just popped out. Self-acceptance. Okay. So this came up with the Queen of Swords. about self-forgiveness, but so I guess this is a little different. This is self-acceptance, accepting yourself in some way. So there could be something that maybe the Queen of Wands is having an issue with, accepting herself in some way. Maybe she feels that someone else won't accept her. Maybe there's some body images, or this just a certain way of who she is, or maybe what she's done in the past, or something like that. Maybe there's this fear tied around that her divine masculine won't accept her, so she needs to work on her self-acceptance first in order to bring that, you know, that attraction back, to bring that chemistry, that to where it's a two-way street, to where, you know, you're running towards your mate rather than running away. So this is all about the divine feminine of Queen of Wands really looking deep into herself and really accepting herself and not being so harsh on herself with where she's at right now. I know it's in us to berate ourselves for where we're at on this journey. Like, oh my gosh, why can't we get it together? Why can't we just, you know, either move on or stop obsessing or stop being pissed or whatever the deal is? So we can really berate ourselves on this journey and just be really, really hard. So I just really feel that that is about, you know, following your heart. It's just very loving energy coming straight from the heart, and self-acceptance, just loving yourself. Because as we can see, there's some heavy messages that came up from the very start right there. All right, now we're going to move on into the fifth message. Okay. So those all came out, and I'm just going to take them. I just feel drawn to take them. Unrequited love. This is very interesting that this comes up with this here, okay? So when I first started talking about the fatal attraction, so if there are some divine feminines out there that are asking whether or not this is in fact their twin flame, I do not want to say it is not a twin flame, but these cards are just considering that there might be a connection here that is just a little bit different. It could be on an obsessive level. So it could draw you, or it could have you draw that conclusion that maybe this is a twin flame because I feel so connected to it, or it has to be, this person has to be, I can't forget them. All the Spirit is trying to say is that this might just be an obsessive love. It could be something that just you can't forget about it. It's unrequited because it ended badly, or there's just the separation, so it's that anxiety of that separation. So I mean, I have to put that out there just in case someone said, you know what, I'm aligning with the Queen of Wands, and right now if cards come out that say that this person isn't my twin flame, then I'll be able to let that go. That's the only reason I'm putting it out there. But if you know who your twin flame is, and that's not what the question that you asked was, I'm not saying that that is indicating that you're not correct, that that's not your twin flame. But there is something that is from the past here. It's like there is some kind of heavy energy coming up from the past. Some kind of mental thoughts here that really affect the way that the divine feminine is you know, relating to this particular divine masculine, okay? Spirit says it's not personal. So whatever's happening right now, whatever you have taken so personally, Spirit's saying it's not personal. So there could be some things that your divine masculine is just needing to go through. It's not that he doesn't care. It's not that he doesn't love you. If there's certain things that it seems like he's being cold or uncaring or just calculating, Spirit's just trying to remind you not to take it personally. Don't internalize this. Don't create this obsession that you have going on here. It's time for an aura cleanse, okay? It's time for you to really take care of yourself and to clear any of that negative energy that you might be hanging on to, that you don't need to be hanging on to. It's like you're kind of like murked up with a lot of this energy, this, you know, this negative energy that we have here. It's time to cleanse the aura is what it's saying. This is interesting. We have romantic partner. So for some of you, this could be an indication of maybe a new person that is, you know, presenting themselves to you in a romantic way. And I know in some of my prior videos that I think may have been taken either in the wrong way or it's controversial. which is, if you are waiting on your twin flame, then why on earth would you want to spend time with anybody else? Or isn't that using someone else in the meantime, etc.? You know, really, that is up to the divine feminine. I personally don't think somebody should stop living their lives and stop experiencing the beautiful things that life has to offer us just because we're in this twin flame connection. I might get a lot of slack from other readers out there that know more than I do about twin flame connections. Maybe it's such a sacred union that it's even shitty of me to even suggest that you should or could even separate from your twin flame for like a minute to have either a relationship or an experience with another partner. You know, maybe that's wrong of me to say, but I'm really not coming from a negative place when I tell you this. That's just how I view it. I don't think someone should stop living their life, especially if their divine masculine is currently going through his own stuff. It might be time to move on into another experience. So I'm not necessarily saying that that's what this card is suggesting. But for some of you, Queen of Wands, you may be ready to have an experience with someone new, okay? But this could also indicate that your divine masculine makes a return back into your life, all right? There's always plenty of messages that come through to choose from, whatever resonates with you. So this one here, again, could be your divine masculine making a return back into your life, okay? But what I'm seeing is that he's coming on the tail end of the messages, meaning once this is cleared, these are the things that you need to work on. So that way you can start radiating at a higher vibration in order to attract him back into your space. So what we have here is true love. This is beautiful. So for some of you, this is the divine masculine, okay? For some of you, it is. Like I said, there could be a couple of you that asked, is that even my twin flame? And maybe from the messages that came up so far, you've come to the conclusion that, you know what, maybe it wasn't a twin flame. Maybe it was a false twin flame. Maybe this is somebody that you've just been obsessed with and you can't let go because there was so much pain or hurt or whatever. And so this message coming up for you is, hey, there's a new partner on the horizon and it's going to be true love. Like I said, or it could be for those that did not ask that question, that this in fact is your divine masculine coming through. So far, this is the only one where the divine masculine or a romantic partner has actually come through. But the past must be cleared before this can return or a new person comes in. The past must be cleared because in the meantime, you're all tied up. So in order to break these chains that bind you, this is all the work that needs to be done in order to either attract your partner back in or in fact attract a new partner if that's what you're wanting to do. So anyways, a lot of messages came through for the Queen of Wands. Sorry for the earth and air so far that didn't get as many messages, but Spirit just didn't have as many messages for you. Had the most for the Queen of Wands at this time. So now our last messages are going to be for the Queen of Cups. So what messages? Oh, that was really fast. The answer is no. Interesting. I wasn't sure if this card was going to come through. So the Queen of Cups, if you guys asked a question and wanted a yes or no answer to, this is what Spirit has to say for you regarding that question. Okay? So now we're going to go into some cards. We're going to see. Maybe we can see what this has to do with. So if you ask, should you make contact? Maybe that's card saying no. Is he coming back anytime soon? The answer might be no. You know, for some of you, you might have asked if it's a twin flame relationship or just a soulmate or it's meaningless or just however you phrase the question. But again, the messages and the energies that are coming through might not be 100% resonating with you at this particular time. So it's not a definite. Anything that we're doing here is not a definite. Queen of Cups. What does Spirit have to say for you? Oh, sorry, it fell on the floor. You are never alone. So this is an indication here that you are never alone. So what Spirit has to say, and I'm getting a few messages with that one, is that you're never alone, that you are in contact, or that you're, so for some of you, your twin flame isn't here on Earth and they're on the other side. This is that message to you that they are with you, that you are never alone. But that's also this message for people that are that they are aware of who their twin flame is and that they're here on Earth, that you're never alone. Your spirits are always connected. You're always connected in the spirit realm or the fifth dimension, whatever you want to call that. But they're just letting you know, and Spirit's letting you know you're never alone. Okay. Actually, I'm going to switch up decks. I don't know why I went for the same one. Oh, there we go. Community. Okay, I think this is really cool that this came up too. You are never alone. So this to me is kind of like a message that goes together, you know, as well as the other message too. But this one goes together for me with this message. You are never alone. You have a lot of people either in your environment. You have a lot of people, a good support system, the beautiful relationships or friendships, family, all those things around you to help guide you through this journey. It might be a community of coworkers. It could be this community, okay? The community of the twin flame community. You're not alone in this journey, is what that is trying to tell you. You're not alone in this journey. You don't have to go through these challenges and these things that might be, you know, just hard to go through alone. So that is the message that came through for you in regards to that. Maybe this no answer is going to be a struggle. And so through a community, you might be able to get a better understanding or find your way with the support of other people. But I feel for some of you out there, it just means that to draw more on the strength of others around you, utilize the support that you have around you. Not all is lost. Not all is dark. Take charge of the situation. So for some of you, if you ask, should you do something or should you not do something, it's telling you to take charge of the situation. Now, I think it's interesting that it comes up with no, because you're hearing a no here, but then they're saying take charge of the situation. But the way that I'm going to, again, take the messages as they resonate with you, take charge of the situation for me is telling you to take charge of this twin flame journey. Get yourself in alignment, get yourself in control, take care of yourself, start this process. You don't have to do this work. You can do this work on your own. You know, you can take care of yourself. This in turn helps the connection. This in turn helps your twin flame. So when you work on yourself and you're in alignment with Spirit and just in this positive, wonderful energy, and you're creating and doing all these things, you're accelerating their growth too, in turn coming back together with them. You're only aiding that process, if that makes sense. So they're telling you that if your twin flame is just not there yet, or they just are having a hard time, they're stuck in a karmic relationship, whatever it may be, you can take charge of this situation and lead the way. You can be the leader in this situation, okay? But for some of you, you may have asked a question, what you should do. This may answer it or this may answer it. It really is whatever you resonate with. All right, so we have 2 more messages that we're looking for the Queen of Cups. What else does Spirit want to share with the Queen of Cups? Oh, here we go. New love. So this could be, in fact, a new love coming into your life, or it could just be a renewal of love. But I'm also feeling it could be a renewal of love within yourself. All of those messages just came through at the same time. So whatever you guys resonate with is what I want you to take from this card, okay? It just says a new person has stirred your romantic heartstrings, but I don't always take the message that's down here. Sometimes I don't even take the messages up there. Sometimes I just read the card. I mean, I read the images. But for me, I'm just looking at that top spot. New love, a renewal of something new and exciting, or just something that is new and fresh, a fresh perspective on this journey, a fresh perspective on love, a renewal of loving yourself. Something like that is just coming through in a very positive way. So it's very beautiful, very, very beautiful, very positive. So we are going to find the last message for the Queen of Cups. What does Spirit have left to say to the Queen of Cups to close this reading out. And this is how I shuffle all of my cards when I'm doing readings, just so everybody knows. And that's one of the reasons I don't do it on camera, because it's a lengthy process. But it is cool to see it, though. The Web Weaver. Synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. So for me, this is about synchronicity, obviously. So notice the synchronistic events in your life. Notice the signs. Notice the intelligence that the divine has to share with us. Be open to those signs. Look for these signs or ask for signs. So that way when you see them, you're getting that confirmation that you're on the right path, or that you're receiving answers straight from the divine. Also, this is about cause and effect. It's about karma. It's about the law of attraction. So be very careful with the way that you use it. Make sure that your thoughts are in alignment and they're very pure, especially the energy that you're sending to your twin flame, making sure that it's a positive energy, that it's in love and light. And I know that's hard for some of you, and I know that a lot of you are struggling with that, but you know, that's the message of this journey. That's eventually where you need to get in your head and heart space on this journey is there. Because that's the only thing that's really going to bring you back into, you know, that union, that's going to be a beautiful experience, either the next time around or whatever that may be, the first time around for some of you. So the Web Weaver coming through here. But also it's saying, you know, there might be destined things that come into your path for a specific reason. New love too could come into the form of a friend. This could just be a kindred spirit that comes into your life, a soulmate that happens to be a friend. But whatever this is, it renews something for you. It makes you feel really, really good. Okay. But again, this could too be a return of your twin flame. The biggest message or the biggest indication for me that a twin flame may return, okay, is going to be here with this Queen of Wands once she clears away some of this stuff. And the Winter card, it's, well, I mean, we have the divine timing, we will be together again. But for me, something about winter, okay, I don't know what that means. That didn't really come through here. I don't know if it would be some contact or, you know, you get a message or you just get some kind of clarity or understanding during the winter months. But that could be a clear indication of, you know, that a timing for some of you, a reunion for some of you. That could be it. But we did get a definite yes here, a confirmation of a yes. And we got a no here. And I feel like we got something else. There were so many messages, I'm having a hard time kind of remembering everything. Yeah, I think that was it. So we got some yeses, we got some nos, we've got some take charges, we got some, you know, new things coming in, potential new people, all those things. So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed that. I know it was a little lengthy if some of you sat through all of it. Hopefully, if you just identified with one or the other, it wasn't too long and drawn out for you. And I know that there were certain elements and certain divine feminines that had more messages than the others. Sometimes that's just the way it goes. So anyways, thank you very much for everybody that is watching and that takes the time to, you know, say, oh, I really liked your video. I always appreciate those types of comments. So I appreciate everybody watching and continuing to support my channel. So thank you so much. And if you guys have any ideas of what you want to see, you just let me know in the comments below. You guys take care. Have a great day.